In this episode, we will focus on which LinkedIn Premium account choose for recruitment. Hello, my name is Jose Cadlec and welcome to the next episode of HIRECONOMICS. In this episode, we will scrutinize which LinkedIn Premium account you could choose for recruitment if you need one. The question is, do you need one? That's the question. 3 years ago, I would tell you that with the skills you can gain, you don't need any paid account. But now with the level of limitations which are currently being applied to a non-paid basic account, it's sometimes not feasible to do a proper recruitment with the basic account. Why? Because there is, for example, what we call commercial use limit, or LinkedIn calls it commercial use limit, which is a limit where you are too active on LinkedIn. You do several searches every day. You open quite a lot of profiles every day. Within some period, you can be hit by this commercial use limit, which means that you would see only 3 people from the top of the search and you wouldn't see the rest. Of course, if you have the skills how to overcome these limitations, you can, for example, exclude those 3 people by a surname. It's possible to do that. If you know how to do an X-ray search, you can use Google to search LinkedIn over Google, where, of course, this LinkedIn commercial use limits has no effect. So that's what you can do. But there is another recent limitations with the numbers, with the number of LinkedIn or operators you can put into input field. So normally you were used to put there almost as many as you wanted, or actually it was hundreds of words you could put into the input fields. Now it's limited to something like 4 or operators, and you are not able to use more. Of course, you can separate the search into more searches, but it takes more time. It's not so convenient. You can lose some candidates in the process. So maybe it's a question that you can upgrade to some premium account. What you can choose? There are, I would say, the 3 basic profiles, premium profiles. One is called Business Premium. One is called LinkedIn Recruiter Lite, which intuitively you would probably go for, and one is called Sales Navigator. These accounts you can normally with a card, with a credit card, you can purchase these accounts. On top of that, there are 2 other profiles, LinkedIn Recruiter and LinkedIn Recruiter Professional Services, which actually I have one of them right here. You can see RPS account. It's right here. These accounts are even more expensive and they are connected with a company. So you normally, as for example, if you are a freelancer, or maybe you are a company of 3 recruiters, you wouldn't probably go for these company licenses. You would probably choose either LinkedIn Recruiter Lite, Sales Navigator, or maybe the business license. The business license, it's the cheapest one. It's for 37 euros or 45 euros if you have the monthly plan. But the problem is that you are still stuck in this interface. You are still use this search algorithm. You are still use this searching interface, which of course being kind of stripped more and more, we can see that we are losing some functionalities here, as for example, search by postal code with the radius, search by, even if there is a hack how to do that, maybe I will expose next time, but you can search by title, but only a current title, of course. If you have the skill set how to search for people in the past, you can do that. It would be actually something like this. So I put here AP or accountant on the top, but here I'm excluding current APs and accountants, which means I will get the results will be the past APs and accountants. But for example, with the paid account, you can see, or we can say that the LinkedIn Recruiter Lite, which price is 90 euros for the monthly plan, it looks like this. You can see that it's a completely different interface. It's a completely different environment. You would normally get there by clicking here on the recruiter. So you would get here, and you can see there is, even if it looks like maybe completely different for you, the logics and principles is the very same, but there are more filters and there are more options what you can do. One of them is, for example, that you can easily target by seniority. So you can, for example, I could look for APs and accountants, but only with 0 to 2 years of experience. I could use years of experience or years in the current company, years in current position, which is also perfect if you, for example, want to separate people who are already maybe too passive and starting to being more active at the companies because they are working there over, for example, 3 years. You have here year of graduation as well. In the non-paid account, there is nothing like that. The only way you can do is open the university, where you can choose some options when the person started the university and when he's going to finish the university. But you need to do it university by university. So there are more things like that. You can see that the postal code is here. Even if you have the LinkedIn Recruiter Lite, you can search by people who are open to relocate to that destination, which also is not possible here. If you want to go to people who spoke some language, you can use spoken languages. There is, of course, the barrier of the quality of data, where not everybody who, for example, speaks German will actually fill on their profiles the level of the knowledge German. So anyway, I would start with this. For example, I would click German, people with professional working proficiency, and I would get the people who actually filled in the professional working or higher, and I would get those people first, but then I would revert back to a fallback search when I would get rid of this, or actually I would not get rid of this, but I would do something like German, like this, exclude those people having professional working and more, and I would put into keywords German or Deutsch, or local terms like in Czech, Německy, Němčina, local names for German. So you can see with a paid account, you are actually getting comfort. It's more convenient. You don't need to deal with these limitations. Still, you can see some limitations are same for non-paid account and paid accounts. For example, that you can see 1,000 results. So still, if you have, for example, 2,000 results and you want to go to all of them, you need to use some methodology how to do that. You can, for example, use my course Recruitment Engineering, where we are in depth explaining all of these methods how to do that. But overall, it's more convenient. Plus you have some emails, plus you have more LinkedIn Safe Search alerts. You have up to 90, and with the higher paid profiles, you have actually daily alerts. So definitely more convenient, but it's 90 euros, or with the cheaper plan, it's 74 euros for the annual plan. Anyway, even for recruitment, even if it doesn't look like that, you can use Sales Navigator. Maybe you are not aware of Sales Navigator because it's called Sales Navigators, and you expect that this is supposed to be for Salesforce, for salespeople. But this Sales Navigator, the price of that, it's 62 euros or 49 euros with the annual plan. So it's something like 30 euros cheaper than LinkedIn Recruiter Lite. And for 99% of you, it will do the same job. You can see that it looks a little bit different. So also the jargon here, like leads, accounts, it's more for salespeople, but it doesn't matter. You can see the interface for searching is different. And there are some differences from the LinkedIn Recruiter Lite. One of them is that there is no graduated filter. So if you are used to using graduated filter, this is not here. There is no searching by language, but as I said, this is not much a problem. I would normally search the languages by keywords anyway because of the quality of the data. There is one nice filter like the geography, where you can also search by region. You can search, for example, the whole Europe. In the non-paid account, you actually need to list all of those countries. And there is one nice filter, posted content keyword. You can search for people who posted some keyword in their post. So even for us, for some of our branches at GoodCall, we use this account as alternative to other purely recruitment type of premium accounts. Plus one thing, nice things here is search for accounts where you can actually search for companies, for example, from some region, having more than some number of employees, being at some industry, which is not actually possible with this account or even the non-paid account as well. So I very much recommend to use Sales Navigator paid account as alternative to your LinkedIn paid premium services. And if you need to upgrade and you kind of care about your budget, Sales Navigator can be a way to go. See you next time and happy hunting.